Come on, Hasbro. How many times do we have to do your job for you?
And
Yeah.
for it to sell out in 90 seconds is absolutely mental.
It's interesting to actually hear your thoughts on it because it's been a while that I've been waiting to hear that. Okay, welcome to Talking Star Wars with a long time ago. Each month we are going to set aside a bit of time so that we can catch up and just talk about some of the news and announcements, anything Star Wars related that we deem worthy to talk about.
You actually came up with this idea, and we do this offline all the time. We just chat back and forth about different Star Wars things that are going on. So we thought, well, we might as well talk about it in an episode. So yeah, we can talk about anything from toys to Lego to TV to movies to video games, behind the scenes, anything to do with Star Wars really. And you know, we thought it'd be quite cool to do it on an episode.
Yeah, we've put together a little sort of list of some of the things that we want to talk about so that we can share our thoughts with everyone, really. So let's take it away with the thing we enjoy probably talking about most these days, which is the action figures. The Vintage Collection, Martin, is the latest rumours that we've heard for the 50th anniversary TVC figures. There's another Vader and a Stormtrooper. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I think first of all, it's important we say these are rumours, online rumours, so it may not happen. But the fact, do we need? Well, you know, let's be quite frank, and you can answer this question for me. Do we need another Vader, and do we need another Stormtrooper?
There are so many variants of Darth Vader now. I think we've covered everything, really. Unless it's going to be a Maul Shadow Lord one, maybe. I don't know. It's very possible.
I mean, I wouldn't mind a vintage card with the animated Vader on the front of it, with with the Maul logo on the card. But
in fact, is an animated Vader in there? You probably don't have one, do you? So I guess they haven't done every iteration of Vader yet.
Well, the thing is, the vintage collection, as you know, is all about using realistic versions. So we've got Rebels figures and we've got Clone Wars figures, but and the card image might be the image from the series, but they use a human-like or a realistic version of that action figure. So it would be the same with Vader. The card back would have a picture of him on it that would, be the animated form, but we'd just get another repack of all the other Vaders we've already had. So
yeah, I see what you're saying.
If this proves to be true, then not excited in the slightest, really, for the 50th anniversary.
No, sure. No, but the other ones are a little bit sort of nicer rumours, I suppose. A 50th George Lucas figure, that would be good, I think.
Yeah, I mean,
an update on the one that they did in the Saga collection, at least,
Yeah, yes. I mean, I've seen some sort of people on Instagram have done sort of images or AI images of what they think it should look like, and I have to say some of them look quite cool. They've got him in his his trademark jeans and check shirt, which is awesome. And some of them have got accessories like a clapper board and stuff like that. But that would be really cool, and I'd be happy to see a George Lucas 50th anniversary figure, because at the end of the day, we wouldn't have any of this stuff behind me or behind you without George Lucas. So I think that would be quite a nice thing to do.
I do agree with you there in some respects, but I do think they should potentially stick with the George Lucas Stormtrooper, because I feel like him as director would be out of place, or creator, director, whatever you want to put it. I think it would look out of place. You'd go along in your thing and it would look like a custom set in there, if you ask me.
I 100% agree with you, Adam, but I thought about this earlier, and a way around it is they could do a Celebration exclusive figure that perhaps came in some sort of I don't know, different kind of box or something, a clapperboard box. I'm just spitballing. And inside was the TVC George Lucas figure, and it was only available at Celebration. I hope that's not the case, because I'm not going. But that would be very cool, something like that, because you could have it sort of as a display piece away from your other vintage collection stuff. So
yeah, that's not a bad shout.
I wouldn't mind that.
I mean, that's an interesting one, isn't it? Because there's going to be so many different exclusives at Celebration next year. You would have thought, wouldn't you? And
we hope so.
That's going to be where the money's at, I think.
Yeah. Yeah,
Sadly,
we're gonna have to call in. We're gonna have to call in all our contacts, the people that are going,
yeah,
and beg them to pick us up stuff.
yeah, absolutely, yeah. The other one that was rumored, which is probably a pretty safe bet, is Ryan Gosling's character from Starfighter. We're bound to see that in the vintage collection, aren't we?
Yeah, I mean that's not really a rumor, is it? If they didn't make that figure, it would tell me they've got no confidence in the movie. So of course we're going to see that. There's no doubt in my mind. But would it be part of a 50th anniversary wave? Well, I mean, it comes out roughly the same time as the 50th anniversary, so maybe, I don't know. But
Yeah,
I would expect him, just like you say. I'd expect him anyway.
yeah, and that's the rumors that we've had to discuss, but we haven't actually caught up and talked about the latest announcements, the actual announcements, which we're a tad bit late to the party on, I know, but the twin pack Anakin and Clone Commander Cody, we kind of touched on this on our WhatsApp message. I wasn't overly enthused by this one, was I? But I think you quite liked the idea, did you?
Yeah, well, it's a Revenge of the Sith carded figure, and I know we've got them already, but I do like both the card back images, and I think both. Well, I don't think I know both the figures are new figures, so that's cool. What were the reasons that you weren't so keen?
I think it's more. I feel like the vintage collection has too many rinse and repeat kind of figures going on. I think I would personally like to see some new ones. Which actually is going to lead me on to what I was going to mention here. So we've got, you've got your twin pack of Zuckuss and Forlon, but what if they did VCP 04 and 05 and made it IG88 and Bosk? Do you think Hasbro
Nice.
are missing a trick there?
Well, I noticed you put them both in there to sort of model the idea, and I have to say that looks bloody awesome. I didn't know you were doing that. So,
Yeah.
so yes,
I
yeah.
thought,
I mean, take my money, Hasbro. That's awesome. Yeah.
yeah.
Why have they not done that?
Why have they not done that? We've got
No.
VCP 01 and 02. I mean, let's face it, they're right there on the back. And you've got VCP 03, which is Bosk. It only makes sense to put these two guys in there as well in a twin pack, but make it like the exclusive twin pack like they did before.
I think that looks great, and I think they should do it. But the fact that we've just talked about a 50th anniversary of Star Wars, special edition figure or something coming out, celebration. Well, Empire's only 3 years later for 50th
I was going to say, are you thinking wait until Empire's 50th?
I'm thinking if Hasbro are still doing the vintage collection in 3 years' time or 4 years' time, then we could see a full Bounty Hunter pack perhaps come out as a con exclusive.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that.
That would look pretty
cool. And then that would
cool.
be something I would definitely attempt to pick up, that's for sure. Yeah.
But I mean, we're going off in a tangent, but how cool would it be to have that pack released, but they also brought out a Star Destroyer bridge play set as well?
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, Hasbro. How many times do we have to do your job for you? Dear. Who else have we not spoken about then? Hera, the Sand Trooper, Devon Azara, the Mercenary Battle Droid, Embo, and Zeb, which is, the last three were from the new Mando and Grogu film, and Devon, of course, was from Maul Shadow Lord. Sand Troopers a remake, rebuild, repack.
Repack from the 3-pack that they released recently. It had the Snow Trooper and another Stormtrooper.
Yes, yeah, I do remember. Yeah. But interestingly, you've done a bit of research. Embo, you were toying with the idea of picking up Embo, weren't you?
Well, I've always liked Embo. Everyone and you know how much I love the Clone Wars. I absolutely adore it, and I always loved Embo when he turned up in the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I liked about the Mandalorian and Grogu was Embo. I thought he was great in it.
Brilliant, yeah. More on that later.
Really, more on that later. But I really, really enjoyed him. So I thought, I need an Embo figure. I need an Embo figure in my collection. So I had a quick look on eBay, and I thought, I might pick one up because I know they brought one out in the Clone Wars series of card. And guess how much? Give a rough guess what you think what you think. So 2010.
2010. I do like those Clone Wars cards. They're like the ones that are more squared,
That's it.
angled
Yep.
edges to them. Embo, pretty cool character. He's got to be 50, 60, maybe a touch more.
220 quid.
No, a touch more then. 220. That's nuts.
Yeah, 220 quid. So when they announced the Embo figure coming out in the vintage collection, I was made up.
I'll wait. Yeah.
Yeah, pre-order that one.
Yep, definitely. Yeah.
Have you got a favourite pick from those 6?
I do like Embo. I think that's probably going to be my pick of those. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I liked Zeb in Mando and Grogu. I did like Zeb, but I don't know. He's already been released. Whether they'll stick with the same figure, or do you know if it's a new figure or the same figure?
I think it might be the same figure they've already released, but they've obviously just changed his outfit.
Yeah.
But don't quote me on that. I'm not 100% without looking into it again. I can't remember, but
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, what did you think of Devon? Because I was quite, she's quite plain, but I was really happy to get her.
Yeah, I think we were needing a Devon. I mean, she was a quality character in Maul. I thought really good character. So yeah, I mean, it's not obviously part of my figure focus. It's not one that I'd pick up, but I don't mind it. You know, I think it's a nice new figure to have. The other thing we could talk about was the Disney Build-a-Droid, the Disney Droid Factory Build-a-Droids, because there's another run. Yeah. As if we haven't just been through enough pain trying to collect series 1 of these, which I still haven't managed.
That was quite. I mean, before we go on to the second run, that was quite a rigmarole, wasn't it? To try and pick up all of those figures, it wasn't easy.
I think we might have mentioned it before. B2 sold out in, I think it was 90 seconds. Well, that's insane, isn't it?
It is.
That's absolutely crazy.
I mean, the thing is, I could understand like the first couple, that maybe even 3 that they released, they sold out really quickly. But every single time, they were selling out within 2 minutes. Even the protocol droids, which we're not overly keen on, they were selling out so quickly. And I just can't believe they didn't think, especially when it came to B2, that this one's going to be big. We need to like perhaps double the run of what we're going to produce of these. And for it to sell out in 90 seconds is absolutely mental.
I do believe they released a second run of B2s.
Oh, okay.
And they sold out instantly as well.
Oh.
I don't know how true that is, but I'm pretty sure I read somewhere that they released a second run of them.
Okay.
But yeah, they didn't hang around. I mean, do you think Disney are going to sort of get their act together on this series 2 run, or because I think they're probably trying to keep it quite an exclusive thing. They know they're going to sell out, so is that why they're doing it?
Well, the difficulty for me with this series 2, we haven't actually seen the 6 yet, so I can't speak for which ones I'm going to collect. But the reason that I think a lot of people collected the first 6 was because it had that really cool blue droid.
Yeah,
that
the blue protocol.
Going back to the Mandalorian, when we first saw that droid, the first thing we said is that droid is really cool, and we don't like.
I think we said, didn't we? That needs to be a figure.
Yeah. So that was the draw on that. The problem I have with Series 2 is the Build-a-Droid figure is a chopper figure.
A yellow chopper, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think
yellow.
Yeah, it's my least favourite droid of all. I mean, I don't prefer the Fembot from Solo, but it's my second least favourite droid. I think there is. So for me, that's basically put a nail in me collecting all of them. I'm going to go out on a limb and say you'll be the same as me and probably only pick up the actual astromechs that come out.
Yeah, well, I even in Series 1, I didn't really have any interest in picking up the Protocol droid. It was only the astromechs that I was after, and I missed out on one now. There's only one, the first one, R5. So anyone out there trying to sell an R5 K6, I think it was, then get in touch, of course. So but it's an interesting one, isn't it? It's a good way for them to make money, I think, with Disney doing that. But they could have made so much more.
Definitely.
Because even the second-hand market was making ridiculous money on it in the end.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. And now that the 6 have been completed, if you go and look at how much people are selling all 6 for,
Yeah.
it's a lot of money. It's a
Yeah.
serious lot of money. So yeah, just double your amounts, and
Yeah.
you'll
Yeah.
make that money back. Because don't tell me even if you sold them at half price, you're still not making a profit.
Talking Lego. Let's get on to Lego, because obviously it's something that I've been looking into. Do you want to go rumours first or the releases?
Well, I'm not the biggest Lego follower of news, so you pick on this one because you're going to have to take the lead, and I'll just give you my opinion.
Well, let's go with the new releases then, because the one of the latest announcements was the Mando Episode 1 Sandcrawler. The Mando
Okay.
from yeah.
Yeah.
So you've got the like greyish coloured Jawas and whatnot. I think it looks smart, but it's not quite as good as an actual Star Wars A New Hope Sandcrawler.
Okay.
And I wouldn't probably put my money on that.
Well, how many pieces is it? Do you know?
It's 1,000. I want to say 1,000, roughly 1,200 pieces.
Yeah. Again, I'd really appreciate your opinion on this. I always think when there's something that's come out like the Sandcrawler in an Ultimate Collector series, for example, where it's 4,000, 5,000 pieces, and then they release something, the same vehicle again, but they do a smaller version of it. In my mind, I always think, well, that clearly isn't going to be anywhere near as good as the UCS version and as well
Yeah.
detailed. So that's always going to be in the back of my mind. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I totally agree. But I don't think the Sandcrawler has been released, has it, as a UCS?
Yeah, it
It
has.
has.
I used to have
Has
it.
it?
Yeah.
Did
Yeah.
you? Oh, I don't remember
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I just looked it up. 1,683 pieces, so it's
Yeah.
not too bad, and
Okay.
£180 that's retailing at.
Wow.
Which is pre-order. You can pre-order it now. It's dispatched from the 1st of August. It looks okay, but it's just not quite right. It's not quite there for me.
No.
So
Fair enough.
not one that I'm going to be putting 180 quid into, that's for sure. The next one, I think, is the Mandalorian and Grogu. They're really going for that, and it's the Imperial Remnant 8080.
Okay.
Which is it comes with the Int 4,
Oh,
which is
cool.
kind of
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, it's kind of cool. And it's obviously got those characters, that Imperial character that you see in the opening scene.
Yeah.
So that's actually 1,453 pieces and
Okay.
£140. So a bit better money for your Lego, money to plastic ratio, you'd say. And I don't know. You got those minifigs. You've got your standard minifigs of Grogu and Mando. I don't know how many of those they've done now, but it's got to be on par with the vintage collection's release of the Mandalorian and Grogu.
Yeah.
And there's a few remnant stormtroopers or snowtroopers, which is kind of cool, and an 80 driver.
Cool.
So they're kind of cool, and probably, I believe, exclusive to this set.
Yeah, see, that's the sort of set I think people will probably pick up, maybe just for the minifig. Well, not just for the minifigs, but that's the bonus for them, is the minifigs rather than the vehicle itself. I mean, how's it look? Does it look pretty good, detailed wise?
It does look quite cool, actually. This one it is, again, like, it's not the UCS style. It's smaller, quite a bit smaller. I don't know, a bit platey, if that makes sense. Like, there's a lot of plates around it, and it's not terrible. It's not terrible looking. But there is one other set, Martin, that I was going to talk to you about, which I think you'll quite enjoy. It's the Imperial Lambda class shuttle.
Really?
No, it's not a UCS. It's a 961 piece set, and it's the Mandalorian one where they get
Dr. Pershing.
Dr. Pershing, thank you. Yes. So that's kind of cool. It's got Moff Gideon, it's got Dr. Pershing. Oh, it's got another another Mandalorian. And it's got the Imperial pilot as well, who holds Dr. Pershing
Okay.
prisoner sort of thing.
Yeah. Cara
So
Dune?
nope, she's not in that one. And a stormtrooper. There's a stormtrooper there. So yeah. 961 pieces, and it's £140.
Wow, so
So
it's as expensive as the AT-AT.
yeah, that's crazy, isn't it? For 500 pieces less.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
interesting how they, how they go about pricing these things.
That would be the one that if I had to pick of the 3 that I mean, I haven't seen it. I'll see it while I'm editing it because I'm flashing
Yep.
images up on the screen now, but I'm gonna go out on a limb and say if I had to pick from the 3, that would be the one I'd go for.
Yeah, I think I'd, based on the price to pieces ratio, I'd probably go for the 8080.
Yeah.
And just because I think it looks cool. It does look pretty smart. But it doesn't fit my Republic scene that I've got going on here. So more Republic things, please, Lego. There's the rumours of, for the 50th anniversary, another George Lucas, but in minifig form this time.
Yeah.
So how do we think that's going to look?
Well, I read that it's gonna come with something. So it's not gonna just be, a minifig you can buy. Because I think they do occasionally like small sets where you can buy a minifig. So I think it might be something like that. But your guess is as good as mine. It could be a Lego clapper board or something,
Yeah.
that with George Lucas figure. Who knows? But I don't collect minifigs, but I would be prepared. I think if it came with a set that wasn't mega expensive and one that I didn't really care about owning, I'd probably get it for the minifig of George Lucas.
I think they, if they'd have really thought about it, they released the Star Wars logo in Lego form not that long ago, and I think they should have made that the minifig with that.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Probably
Disney wouldn't do that. There's no way Disney would do that because then that associates George Lucas with owning Star Wars, and Disney couldn't have that. So,
well, it's Lego.
True, but it's
Lego.
It's the Star Wars logo.
So Disney would, Disney still have control over that, I suppose. Yeah. That's a good point. Yeah. But you've also looked it up, and I mean, this is right up my street. There's a minifigs that could be based on the Ralph McQuarrie concepts. So that's pretty cool because I've of course got the 30th anniversary concept art for that. So
yeah, I know you're a big fan of those, but I was thinking about this earlier as well. And I was thinking, well, how would they release this? Well, they could release perhaps, and I'll be interested to know your opinion. They could release a concept ship of some sort, or something that he's drawn in the background, and release those figures with that set. So you build the scene, and then you have those figures to display in that scene. Or they could release them individually or in doubles or whatever. And they did those sets a while back where you could build an image with the Lego pieces, and there was an image behind, and they could actually do that image of the concept art, and then you could just display the minifigs in front of that image. So they wouldn't have to release them all in one go. They could release them in different packs, which would be annoying if you wanted to get them all, but it would be very cool for display purposes. I don't, this is all rumors that I've read on Instagram and the like, so I don't know, but just that idea kind of came in my head, and I was like, oh yeah, actually that would interest me a little bit, to be honest.
Yeah. No, me too. It's just, I mean, as with anything, I think it comes down to space, doesn't it?
Yeah,
but it would be nice.
Price.
Yeah, price and space. Yeah, for sure. The other rumors, though, Mustafar duel, Revenge of the Sith Mustafar duel between Anakin and Obi-Wan, with Anakin with the yellow Sith eyes. So that's kind of cool.
Okay. Yeah.
A Bespin duel. I haven't looked into that too much.
Okay.
So I don't know who's involved in all of that.
Yeah.
And there's the Battle of Hoth scene by the looks of it, Echo Base.
Oh, cool.
And potentially another Anakin starfighter. So it would be interesting to see that, because the first one's I'd say the first one, there's actually quite a few now, isn't there? I think the older ones, let's say, are reaching pretty good money on the secondary market. So
yeah, absolutely.
that this one will release at about £25, £30, something like that. I would have thought.
Okay, so they'd be quite small sets then.
Yeah, it'll be not too dissimilar to the Arc 170 or the Obi-Wan one, and I've got
Okay.
the Ahsoka one up there.
Okay.
Which the Jedi Starfighters, they all look more or less the same, don't they? Well, I
Yeah.
say that, I've got the two different versions up there, which
Yeah.
are quite different to each other, but they're the kind of options.
Okay. I mean, out of those sets, again, I'm not the biggest Lego collector, but I think the Mustafar duel sounds quite interesting. But
Yeah.
thing is, with something like that, I want it to be of a scale that it would be worth displaying.
Yeah.
So I'd be interested, but I think it would have to be not UCS sort of size. I'm not talking, because what could you do with
They
UCS
don't
size?
do
But
that so
I
much,
want
do
it to
they?
be sort of that AT-AT size that we were talking about earlier. That would be quite a nice sort of size.
A decent scene, really.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
you see people making those, don't you? And they look, well, fantastic in a lot of cases. Like, they really put the effort in, put in thousands and thousands of bricks. So it's doable, but it's not really something that Lego do, is it? So
No.
you got to kind of build the scene around what they bring you.
Yeah.
But those, I do like those small scenes, but I don't find them worth collecting for the space that you need for them. And it just, they're small, so they kind of don't, I don't know, they just don't stand out enough for me. So
Yeah, I
I like the
agree.
ships, I like all
Yeah.
the ships and the vehicles. That's more my cup of tea. So on to talking film and TV. We haven't discussed it. We've seen each other since we've watched The Mandalorian and Grogu, but we purposely didn't talk to each other about it. We thought we'll save it because we're bound to talk about it on an episode on the podcast or whatever. So, but let's get onto the film a little bit, because, well, what were your sort of overall thoughts?
To give you the headlines,
Yeah.
it was a 6 out of 10 for me. It was a fun adventure, no consequences, good action. The action scenes were fantastic. I can't argue about the action, but I didn't come out of the film going, "Wow, that's just blown my mind. What a great Star Wars movie." I think I might have mentioned this to you. The thing that got me the most is I just didn't feel the magic of Star Wars while I was watching it.
Yeah, no, I think I'm with you on that. I gave it a 6.5 out of 10, and
Okay.
I've only recently changed that up from a 6.
Okay.
So I thought, do you know what? Well, it probably wasn't that bad. There were things I liked and things that I didn't like, for sure. The opening to it I thought was brilliant. Like the snow part, the remnant Imperials, the snow troopers, and seeing them getting ready. That really, I was like kind of buzzing for that, and I thought it was great. How Mando was hunting all the Imperials and the officers and everything, the remnants of the Empire. He was hunting them down. And I kind of touched on it earlier. I really liked Zeb's part in it, and I liked how they were working quite closely together. I wasn't expecting to see quite as much of Zeb.
Yeah.
Grogu, I mean, I think a lot of us are a bit tired of Grogu, but I did enjoy how he had his own time to shine. The bit where he's saving Mando. I didn't mind that so much. I thought, okay, because it's called Mandalorian and Grogu, I guess Grogu needs his moment, and I think that was his moment in the film. And I actually liked the Anzellans. I thought they were kind of cool. And I know you're not a big fan of the Anzellans. I thought they did all right in the film, but as we said earlier, Embo was probably the shining light of the film.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I'll go through the things you went through. The intro.
Yeah.
Disney released that entire intro on Disney Plus before.
I didn't watch that on purpose.
Well, I did. And
did you? Yeah.
basically at the cinema, it took that away from me, the fact that I'd already seen that. So that was kind of, okay, I've seen this before.
very odd decision to do that.
Yeah, mental.
Yeah,
But that told me how worried they were by
yeah.
the, pre-order numbers. The Anzellans,
Did you enjoy it on the first time you watched it though?
I did, yeah, I did.
Yeah.
It just felt, again, the bits inside the AT-AT was brilliant.
Mm,
With seeing the snow troopers and everything. But
yeah.
the thing that the outside, it just, to me, this is me.
Over.
This is coming from someone who loves the prequels,
Yeah,
absolutely loves the prequels. But it just felt too CGI'd. The AT-ATs, they just didn't
yeah.
feel like the AT-ATs that we saw in The Empire Strikes Back or Return of the Jedi.
That's
Um,
in my things I didn't like note is
yeah,
overly CGI'd. The whole film
yeah.
was overly CGI'd.
But I felt the prequel special effects in the terms of the battle sequences were more realistic than some of
Mm,
the things that we saw in this, which is just mental because that was 20 years ago.
yeah,
Um, the Anzellans, they did make me giggle. I'm not going to lie. There were
yeah.
kind of moments, but a couple of things annoyed me. There was too much of them. It was clearly there so that they could try and make it jokey and cutesy and toy
Mm,
sellable, which I know Star Wars has got a history of before I get all the comments.
yeah.
Um, the bit where Grogu is like trying to fit Mando in that hut and he's force pushing him in and he keeps hitting his head. That joke wore thin after about,
Yeah,
10 seconds.
yeah.
The whole end where there's 20 minutes of Grogu just wandering around, just cut that out. Didn't need that. But my biggest problem with the whole film was Rot of the Hutt. I just could not stand a scene with
Mhm.
him in.
Yep.
He was shockingly bad. A Hutt with feelings, and I know that not every Hutt is going to be the same as all Hutts are that we've seen before, but he should be. They should be.
They
All Hutts
should.
should be gangsters. There should be
Yep.
no, the whole you can't live up to your father when he's Jabba the
Yeah.
Hutt. Shut up, stop it, shut
Stop
up.
it.
I was
That's
just,
enough.
yeah,
His
just
voice didn't do it for me.
no,
The CGI of him didn't do it. I felt like his
no,
size was all over the place. Like
yep,
one minute he's huge, and then the next
mm,
minute he's not so big. And I don't
yep.
know. It was a bit. It was just a bit mad, wasn't it? And
Yeah. It I know, again,
yeah.
it's the times we live in, people aren't patient enough to read subtitles, which is why you don't see them in films anymore. But
Mm,
having him speak English the whole time is just no,
yeah.
no, no, no. It's
Agreed.
not Star Wars. That's not that's not why Star Wars became popular,
Mm,
by everybody speaking English. It added an element to the original films and even the prequel films and even some of the Disney films that have come out early on.
mm,
They had subtitles because it depicted a different world. It wasn't the world we live in.
yeah.
Exotic aliens that don't speak the
Yeah.
language. That's part of the element of Star Wars, and I just don't like it when you have a
Totally agree.
character like that. And
Yeah.
and the, and this. Don't get me wrong. Sounding really negative. There were lots of things I really liked about it, but
Yeah.
just at the end when he joins the Rebel Alliance, and you're just like, oh no, that means we're going to see him again, and he's going to be part of of,
Mm,
of the New
I don't.
Republic.
I don't know that we will. I don't know. I don't know that we'll see him again.
Yeah, hopefully not.
I thought, yeah, the fight scenes with the huts. It's not. It's not. You can't, why are the huts so mobile? They shouldn't
Yeah,
be that mobile. They should get others to do their
yeah,
bidding, and that should be that.
yeah,
I think.
yeah, and
There was one thing they went back to Navarro, but we didn't see any of the characters that we loved
no,
from before. Just the Anzellans came in, and you
yeah,
think, I know Carl Weathers isn't with us anymore, but there's still a load of other characters they could have used.
yeah, absolutely.
I don't know. There
Um,
were just things that weren't quite right for me. The
yeah.
dragon snake as well.
Well,
Like,
that actually leads me on to my final thing that's starting to really great. I mean, season 1 and 2 of The Mandalorian, if you've watched our channel, we cannot say enough great stuff about those 2 seasons.
yeah,
We absolutely adore them, don't we, Adam? We think they're
yeah,
great.
yeah.
And even elements of season 3 I really, really enjoyed. But it's starting to grate on me now how
Mm,
the Mandalorian himself, Din Djarin, is so there's literally nothing can defeat him. He's can fight everything. He never loses.
yeah.
And that's starting, when he's fighting that dragon thing, but previous to that, he's already fought the Amanamans, and then before that, he's fought all the droids, and then before that, it's just like he's one guy on his own, literally on his own, and the
It's a
fact that he can,
badass.
well, yeah, no, don't get me wrong, that's cool, and I love
But
the fact he's a badass, but
yeah,
there's
there should have
a
been
point,
there should have been backup. There should have been a
yeah.
reason that he can survive these things, and not
Yeah.
just one hut.
Yeah, and it's not like he's in an Iron Man suit where he's got all of these like things that can keep him like alive and stuff on the inside. It's just a suit that protects him from laser bolts and lightsabers. That's it.
Yeah.
So he it's just becoming unrealistic now, and it's honestly right. When I was watching towards the end, when he was literally fighting everything and then just getting up again, it was getting to the point where I thought he was becoming more powerful than Luke Skywalker, and.
Yeah. It's not. No,
Maybe it's just
it's
me.
not.
If there's
No, I
people
think you're
watching this
right.
and
I
they
think you're
disagree,
true.
I totally respect your opinion. But for me,
Yeah.
he's too overpowered now. OP, as the gamers call it. It's just too much.
I'd agree. I think, all being said, I would have probably been okay with them splitting it down and being a series 4, except they should have stopped at the point where he says to Sigourney Weaver's character, "I'll take out every one of those Imperials in your stack of cards," and that should have been the film.
Yeah,
We saw him take on one, and then the next one was the final boss that
yeah,
he took down.
yeah.
The one, the whole thing should have been him going and taking them all down. That would have been more realistic and more on board for me, I think.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I agree, Adam. I think you could definitely tell there was elements of a whole season in that movie, wasn't there?
yeah,
And they've kind of condensed it into a movie, and that's essentially what it felt like. It felt like a 2-part, 90-minute episode, but with a lot of money spent on it.
yeah.
But
Oh,
don't
yeah.
get me wrong, as I say, it's a 6 out of 10, which is not awful. It's
No.
still like I enjoyed. There were certain bits like the Jarek arena fight. I actually got goosebumps in the cinema watching that. I was loving that scene. I thought that
That's
was great.
interesting because that really didn't work for me.
Okay.
It was again down to the amount of CGI that was going on, and I didn't know, like the Jarek stuff. It's like it's supposed to be a game of chess. How is it now a real thing? I just couldn't figure out what was supposedly going on there. It should be people there choosing which tile that they go to.
No, I think they just called it Dejarik because all the monsters in the Dejarik game were sent into the arena at the same time.
Yeah, but the floor was set up like a Jarek board, wasn't it?
Yes, but I mean,
So that's what I was like getting not confused at, but I just thought it just didn't make sense to me. And then it was overly CGI'd.
Yeah, I think what it was for me is it was great. Obviously having watched Star Wars since 1978 when I was born, those monsters are just so like ingrained in me, and to see them all sort of in live action. I know they're a CGI, but you know what I mean. Actually fighting, it was really cool, and I thought the choreography was actually quite good, even though pretty much everyone except for Din Djarin was CGI. But I quite enjoyed that scene.
Okay.
But the thing is, it just descended into nonsense once they got onto the streets. So again, it overstayed its welcome for too long.
Yeah, agreed. But all in all, like we say, 6.5.
Yeah,
I think that's probably a fair assessment.
Yeah,
I mean, it's interesting to actually hear your thoughts on it because it's been a while that I've been waiting to hear that. So.
I mean, I've got to be honest with you. Maul Shadow Lord, I think I gave it a 9 out of 10 for the whole series. I mean, that to me had the magic of Star Wars, even though it's animated. It just felt like Star Wars, like my Star Wars that I love, the type of Star Wars that I like. And it's not a perfect show by any stretch of the imagination, but it was head and shoulders above the Mandalorian and Grogu for me.
Yeah, and I think we kind of came to expect that. We knew that was coming, but hey, who knows? Is there any TV that we want to talk about?
In terms of news, this is quite old news, about a month old now, but they have put Ahsoka season 2 back to spring next year, which is annoying because it was meant to come out this year. So we've got to wait a bit longer for that. So I'm really excited to watch season 2. I just did a rewatch of season 1, and with the exception of the finale, actually really enjoyed it a lot more than the first time I watched it. So got me excited.
Is that only the second time you've watched?
It is, yeah.
Yeah, I've only watched it once, so yeah.
I think we've said it before again on this channel that these Disney Plus shows, they're made in such a way that if you watch them once they've been released completely and watch them all in quick succession, if you can, they're actually, you can tell that they should have just been one long continuous story rather than split where they were, and they actually work a lot better. I mean, they're not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but they do work a lot better, and my enjoyment of Ahsoka especially was quite high. So yeah,
interesting. I've rewatched Mandalorian season 1. I've stuck that on just as something to put on in the background, and I found myself not watching it as a background thing, and one of those where I've got work to do, so I'll put that on, and then I actually don't do any work. I just sit and watch that because it's so good. It's just so good.
It is so good.
So getting through those first couple of episodes, fantastic. Yeah. But for now, let's call it there. If anyone wants to make suggestions as to what we could talk about in the next one, please do chuck that down in the comments for us, or drop us an email, because we're going to release this audio as well, audio form. Otherwise, thanks for watching and listening. Make sure you liked and subscribed to the channel, and we'll catch you in another one. We'll see you later.
Bye.